Ooh, dun, 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 dun. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. It's NBA Talk with Jay, man. We back. It's $2 Tuesday as well. We do have the $2 handicap with us the first time on the show as well. Our guy Jeff Michaels. This is son of Ralph Michaels, guys. You didn't know. And we also have our guy Andy Lang as well. Y'all know how we do it on Tuesdays. Jeff, what's up with you, my brother? Welcome to the show, my guy.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited. I love my NBA action. We're getting into prime time, playoff time. So, hey, perfect time for me to make my first appearance, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get some cash, man. We try to get cash every single day on this show, right, Andy? What's up with you? Is everything cool with you over there, my brother?
Everything is good. We're on an all sports insane run. So could not be happier. We are up an incredible 81 units in the last 7 days.
I like it.
that is across all the sports that we do. So, but NBA is going good. It's getting tougher now towards the end of the season. Like we obviously know Portland is now tanking. So you got those teams that you can fade, and then you got teams fighting for the playoffs spot. So some teams are getting predictable, some are getting more unpredictable. But that's what we're here for, to break it down and cash some more tickets.
Yeah, let's cash some tickets, man. It's all business here on the show, man. We have 6 NBA games. We're going to go through every single one of them, then give out our best bets as well at the end of the show, my guys. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you like the shows, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Share with your people as well, friends, family, co-workers. If you guys at the sports book, let them know about the show, man. We're here really Monday through Sunday giving out free picks, man. This is what we do, guys. First game up. It's all business here on the show. We're not here to waste your time. We're going to the streets of Washington, D.C. here. Wizards getting 11 points at the house versus the Boston Celtics in this one. Celtics really shooting for that number one seed. They've been gunning for it. They do have the Milwaukee Bucks on deck, but they got to take care of this game first, right? Laying 11 points on the road versus the Washington Wizards. Jeff, you have any looks on this game, my brother?
Yeah, actually, I got a big look on this game. I'll tell you that. I got a 5% $2 Tuesday look on this game. But hey, I'm still here to give you winners, still here to give you action. So let's talk a little bit of total. I was looking at Boston. I'm looking at teams how bounce back off of performances, whether it be good, whether it be bad, whatever it may be. And they put up over 130 points. I mean, they dominated their last game. Boston's been hot, but they're just 2-7 over under after putting up 130 plus points. And they've gone under in 4 straight games as a double digit favorite. So I think Washington's one of those teams that's fallen. They've had some offensive struggles with their injuries too, but I like that total staying under in that one tonight. That's probably where I'm looking.
Hey, the spread has come all the way down too. It was at like 230. It was at 229 last night. Has since, come all the way down to like 223, 222 and a half at some spots, Andy. So a lot of steam on this total here. I think that would be mainly from the Wizards side. I think the Celtics do whatever they want here. They could put up 120 points if they wanted to in this game. Andy, any looks on this game, my brother?
Yeah, forgive me. I'm going to butcher this guy's name. I can never get it right. Denny Avdija? Avdija?
Avdija.
Avdija. Okay. Well, whatever. He's crushing his PRA. And actually, these injuries and these guys sitting out help. So I'd like Gafford. Gafford's questionable. I'd really like him to sit out. So they keep putting this up around 26.5, and he just keeps going over. He had 15, 9, and 7 against Toronto, 21, 11, and 6, 16, 8, and 6, 15, 10, and 3. So he's crushing. And this is just one of those things where he has the opportunity. He's inserted into the starting lineup. He's playing a ton of minutes. He's played 34, 32, 34, and 34 minutes. Those are all season highs. So all of his highest, minute totals have come in the last 4 games. So end of season, guys like some of these bench players from Portland, who are going to get a lot of time. You can get a lot of value on PRA. And Denny has been really, really doing well in his PRA. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's just going to get there by sheer opportunity.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I know that pass behind the back the other day, he was like Magic Johnson. Boy, went behind the back. So he's been balling out. Yeah, this is a simple game to me. I'm not looking towards Wizards. I do worry about a little bit of the look ahead factor for the Celtics, but only looking towards Celtics here. And if I'm playing, I'm surprised the total came down that much, to be honest with you. But like I say, I think that's more on the Wizards not scoring here. The Celtics can do whatever they want. Our guy Munaf in the chat, my guy right there, man, is like in Celtics team total over 117.5. I could not talk you off. This could be a smack situation city spot for the Celtics. And like I said, the Wizards really don't have a ton of motivation for the rest of the season, guys. So only looking towards Celtics team total over now. And personally, I'm a bit surprised that total has come down that much, man. But let's head over to another game here, guys. We got we're going to the 6 here, the streets of Toronto. Raptors laying 3.5 at the house versus the Heat, getting back 3.5 in this one. Total sitting at 219. Jeff, what's your looks on this game, my brother?
Yeah, Toronto's injuries scare me again here a little bit. We've seen a lot of that injury bug. Obviously, a lot of different teams. You got to wait. You kind of got to, hold out, see who's actually going to end up playing. But, I mean, Toronto's got Barton. They got Trent. They got Wissenkamp. They got Banton. That all were listed on this injury report. So, a lot of questions there. But, I think it's what Miami team we get. I mean, they lost by 29 points to Brooklyn in their last game. But, they actually have a little bit of the rest advantage here. They got one day more rest than Toronto does, but they haven't been great in those travel situations. I mean, they're 8-16 against the spread in a travel spot, just 3-12 in the last 15. And they're not bouncing back like you would anticipate, a potential playoff team to do. They're 3-8 against the spread this year after a double-digit loss. I think that we could be seeing a lot. You mentioned that Boston game. That's not the only total that moved a lot. I don't think this one moved quite as much, but there were a couple other games. I think the trend has been going towards that under and really has been that focus on that defense, cracking down into playoff time. And I think this is a situational play. If Toronto's healthy, I'm looking Toronto. If they're full of injuries, I don't think it's worth it. But I could be looking at the under here again too, to be honest.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off there, Andy. How you looking at this one, brother? You got some props for us in this one? Maybe some who's going to go out for the Raptors in this one or the Heat? I know the Heat. Now, Strus has been sniping them things from 3, man. They've gotten hot shooting the ball, but their defense has really dropped off the cliff. I have a rule. I don't bet against teams coming off a blowout loss. The Heat got smoked versus the Nets. Basically, they lost the game by 29 points. I know Jimmy Butler pop up on the injury report. Could be a little injury report manipulation. It's the first game of back-to-back, but the Heat need all of these games right now. I can't see why Jimmy Butler would sit out here, Andy, but any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, unfortunately, the Butler news has got to wait on this prop. But Bam Adebayo under his points, rebounds, and assists has been a really good one. 12-4 in his last 16 games to the under. Some of the teams that he went over, Detroit, not very good. So he's gone under 2 games in a row, and they have this points, rebounds, and assists at 30.5. Those last 2 games, he's been at 25. So he's really not been getting close. And you go back to when they got Kevin Love. Kevin Love is getting some rebounds that he's taking away from Bam. There's a few points that he's getting away from Bam. So now it's just kind of one of those things where there's enough people that could score and get rebounds that Bam just doesn't quite get there. Wait and see if Butler is in the lineup. But if Butler is in, absolutely Bam Adebayo, keep playing his unders.
I like it. That's one. Yeah, definitely want to wait to see what's up with Butler next. Because if he's out, there could be a lot more paint. There could be a lot more touches for Adebayo in this one. So definitely wait for that one. But like I say, first game of back-to-back. Personally, I don't think he'll see. They do have the Knicks tomorrow. Obviously, that's a big game as well. But like I said, the Heat coming off a smack city spot in this one. Lowry's going to want to win, go back to his old stomping grounds. I could only look towards the Heat here plus the 3.5. Personally, like I said, I couldn't talk you off waiting for Butler, but I think it's a little injury report manipulation. Coming off a few days off, I don't see him missing this game. Every game is a must-win for the Heat right now, man. So sometimes they'll pop up somebody on the injury report just to kind of fuck with your mind, man. That's what I think is happening here. I could only look towards Heat plus 3.5. That Raptors bench is certified ass, in my opinion, guys. Especially if they're missing Gary Trent Jr. as well, guys. Let's head over here. Game of the day. We got the Hawks here getting the point at the house versus the Cleveland Cavaliers in this one. Jeff, how you looking at this one, my guy?
Yeah, I like Cleveland. I like the under here again, but I do think again, I'm a big Cleveland guy. I'm a big Cleveland fan from the heart, but you don't bet with the heart, you bet with the head, obviously. And the big thing I think here with both the Cleveland and the under are 2 names on that injury report, and those 2 names are Jared Allen and Isaac Okoro. Okoro's not a name that I think a lot of people, really pay a whole lot of attention to because he's more that defensive presence for Cleveland. I mean, he really is one of our better defenders, especially on the perimeter, and it changes the game that way, but those aren't those flashy stats that you see that, are going to give you those PRA numbers that are going to kind of put you in the spotlight. But I think he's a difference maker in this situation in both the side and the total. But
Mhm.
Cleveland's won, I mean, 9 out of the last 11 games. They're still going hot, but they've only covered 6 out of those 11. So not exactly covering the spread, but kind of hard to win here and not cover the spread. And Atlanta's off a 4-point loss. They're looking to bounce back, but their defense is struggling. So we'll see if Cleveland can score. Evan Mobley in the middle there without Jared Allen is a completely different ball game for Cleveland. You're taking on basically two different teams there. So definitely waiting to see if Allen and Okoro are in. But if they are both in, I like Cleveland. I like the under both.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't talk you off there, Andy. How you looking at this one? Any props in this one, my brother? And what props? I know you always have a prop looks for us, Andy. What you doing here?
I made this for you, Jay. So get ready. This is my incoming square play alert. Trae Young over his points. It doesn't get much more square than that in the prop world. He's been going over against, when he had games that he cares about. And then the couple games that he doesn't care about, he goes way under. So, 28 points against Memphis. But then an easy win against the Pacers. He only had 14. He had 29 against Minnesota, 30 against Detroit. But then San Antonio, 9 points. But then Golden State, 25, Minnesota, 41. The list goes on and on, 35 Boston. So when these big games come around, Trae is shooting the ball a lot and he's scoring a lot of points. This is a game that I'm sure he's going to care a lot about. He's going to try and go toe-to-toe with the Cavs in that backcourt. So 25.5 points, it's a touch juicy, but the trend says when there's a game and it's a big game for Trae Young, take his points over.
I like it. Buy that shit up to 30, man. Young, Murray, they're going off in this. I love what I'm seeing from Nika Okongwu coming off the bench as well. The coach loves it. When you have a new coach, they can't really be stringing together losses like this. And they really haven't. They hadn't lost back-to-back games since they faced off against Boston and Minnesota at the house. Third straight home game. Give me the Hawks here. Like we did take them last night, plus the 1.5 and the plus 105 on the money line. The Hawks will win this game. I don't care what happens with Jared Allen. Bigger game for the Hawks here, in my opinion. Cavs with a possible little look ahead to the New York Knicks in the last game. That's also a revenge spot. I'm on Hawks first quarter money line, which I told you guys this last night I was going to be on this morning, and I'm also still on the plus 1.5 and money line plus 105. So no, the money line's up to minus 115. In my opinion, the Hawks will win this game. Total wise, I don't really care, to be honest. Give me Hawks first quarter full game. Should be a trifecta J spot for the Hawks in this one, my guys. Let's head over here to the streets of OKC in this one. Thunder, land 10.5 at the house versus the Hornets in this one, Jeff. How are we looking at this one, my bro? Looks like Gordon Hayward is probably going to be doubtful in this game.
Yeah, again, I feel like I've said it a million times today. I like the under here too. I mean, Charlotte's gone under in 5 straight games. OKC's gone under in 3 out of the last 4. And OKC has struggled offensively. I mean, 3 out of the last 4 games, they've shot nearly under 43.5%. They had one that they hit 43.6, so they got over there. But, they're putting up about 110 points in their last 5 games, which, sounds like a lot, but 6 points less than their season average. And they're 7-3 to the under in the last 10. So, I think that this is a situation you got a Charlotte team again, not a whole lot to play for in this situation, but I think defense prevails here. I think there's questions, injury, trends are all pointing towards the under here. So again, give me the under.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off, man. I lean the under here as well, specifically Hornets team total under as well. And guess what? You can't spell thunder without the under as well, man. This game probably goes under. Like I say, Gordon, I mean, this offense isn't that prolific already for the Hornets. Then when you take out their best offensive player, Rozier's already out. We know LaMelo Ball is out. Then Gordon Hayward out as well. The Hornets, they probably just won their 2 Super Bowl games. They might not win a game for the rest of the season. This one, Thunder need these wins, but I must say I'm not laying 10.5 with them. But this should be an under type of game in this one, Andy. Do you agree?
Yeah, and don't forget, you can't spell Hornets without this game stinks. So maybe I got that a little bit wrong. Not a lot of props out in this game, but opportunity again for another guy who could be coming off the bench, maybe inserted in the starting lineup. Dennis Smith Jr. He's been doing really well on his rebounds and assists, 5 and 6, 5 and 9. But he's going to get an increase in minutes, it looks like. So they have his points, rebounds, and assists at 26.5. This is kind of one of those, by hook or by crook, he's going to be out there and he's going to be one shooting the ball and getting a lot of this production. I mean, if all those guys are out, That is a lot of production and points and
Mm-hmm.
rebounds and assists. So Dennis Smith Jr., he's been good already in these categories, and he's not even playing that many minutes. But tonight, he could be getting to that 36, 38-minute mark. He should fly over this total.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off that one. Yeah, Dennis Smith Jr. coming off a couple of huge games. Only reason my thing with the Hornets, they're coming off such big games. Dennis Smith Jr. in particular, I do like that prop, Andy, but like they're coming off 2 games that really meant a lot to them. Specifically, Dennis Smith Jr. Remember, he was drafted by the Mavericks, and then they traded him away, or whatever. But they didn't fit that they didn't think that he would fit with Luka. So they're coming off 2 huge games where they won as 15.5-point underdogs and 12.5-point underdogs. I could just really see a huge letdown from the Hornets in this one. Literally nothing to play for the rest of the season. Thunder are playing for the playoffs. They do come back home off a 4-game road trip. They've played 8 of their last 10 games on the road. The Thunder have. So I just see this being an under type of game, more specifically on the Hornets team total under. But I think 230 is way too many points in this game, especially with like I hadn't bet this. But just talking it out, I was already leaning Hornets team total under last night. I think this game goes under the 230, man. This is way too many damn points. Heavy lean to the under there for me, my guys. I think both teams probably go under their team total in this one because the Hornets, they don't have their guards, but they have the big men in there, man. So and they can't shoot the ball. Worth the shit, man. So let's head over here to the streets of Memphis here, guys. Grizzlies, land 7 at the house versus Orlando Magic in this one. Total sitting at 229 in this one, Jeff. This shit came all the way down. The total was at 235 last night. It's down to 229. Looks like a lot of money came in on under in this one, Jeff.
Yeah, this is kind of the one I was alluding to earlier. Yeah, I even had it at 235.5 at some point last night too. So what, 6.5 points in less than 12 hours is crazy. But I loved that under before. 235.5, no question. I was all over that under. I'm hesitant now with such a big move, but I'm still leaning towards that under. I mean, these are 2 teams that really have kind of played to the level of their opponent, especially in terms of the total. And that goes both ways here. I mean, Orlando, you look at it, it still looks like they have something to play for. They really don't, but they're off a double-digit win against Brooklyn. They've had 2 out of their last 4 games. They're upset wins as an underdog. They've won 3 out of the last 4 straight up, and they've held back-to-back opponents to 42% shooting or less. So it could have fooled me telling me that Orlando has nothing to play for, but this 229 is right about where the recent totals have been between these 2 teams, which was, kind of something that stood out to me was the difference there. But you look at Memphis, 20-9 to the under versus teams with a losing record, and it's 7-2 in non-conference games. So I'm still got a lot of trends and a lot of angles pointing me towards the under, but little bit of hesitation here with a 6.5 point swing and coming down so far, but still a small lean on that under.
Yeah, I could still see it going under. We know that the Grizzlies is going to play really good defense in this one. Hopefully they don't overlook the Magic in this one, man, because the Magic been balling, Andy. 6-0 against the spread last 6 games, 7-1 ATS last 8 as well. If the Grizzlies overlook them, man, this could be, and they have a game on deck tomorrow, guys. Sometimes we're to that point in the season where you kind of have to start looking at that. Look to see if they have a game tomorrow. First game of back-to-back for the Grizzlies. They have the Clippers on deck tomorrow. That's probably why they're resting Ja. Give me the Magic here plus the 7. Break out the fucking ones. Andy, what you looking at here?
My best bet for the show is actually in this game, so I'm going to just wait until there. I think they overinflate the line on Tyus Jones when Ja is out. He was going over when nobody really knew to play Tyus Jones, but then the cat was out of the bag, so now they overinflate it. So I think some people that have been betting these props will see John Moran is out and they'll run to Tyus Jones. Say, take over his PRA. Just be a little bit worried about that. But I'll say my best bet for the show at the end because it's in this game.
Yeah, if there's one player going off for the Grizzlies here, I could see Bane going off. I think it's going to be tough to score inside. These guys have Wendell Carter Jr., got Franz Wagner. Now, let's hope nobody gets ruled out for the Magic. You never know what can happen, but Grizzlies have been balling out, won 9 of their last 10 games. But like I said, when you have the look-ahead factor, coming off a big game versus the Hawks, then on the first game of back-to-back with the revenge game on deck versus the Clippers. This is the Eastern Conference team. You're facing up against the Western Conference team next game, which could really be like a playoff-style field. I see a huge look-ahead spot. Could the Grizzlies smack them up. It's very possible. I don't see it. I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Magic won this game outright. We took them last night plus 7.5. I'll go official with the +7 in this one. Give me the Magic. Breaking out the Magic ones in this one. We're going to Disneyland with this one, my guys. Last game up. We're heading over here to the streets of San Francisco here, man. I might be heading to Cali pretty soon here. Warriors laying 8.5 here at the house versus the Pelicans here. Pelicans red hot coming off a back-to-back, but they smoked the Blazers with ease last night, Jeff. Didn't seem like they expended too much energy in that one. Do you think the Pelicans keep it going here, or can the Warriors bounce back off that home loss?
I was all over in my head. I was looking at that kind of situational look at it. I'm thinking Warriors are obviously not the team you want to play on the road, but they're always a team you're looking at home. Why not look at them after a loss at home? Well, you go back and you look a little further. Well, that's because they're 1-4 against the spread at home after a loss as a home favorite. And they're just 2-8 against the spread at home as a favorite of more than 5 points in the last 10 games. So I don't know, I was on, we were talking NBA the other day on another one of the sports memo shows that I was on, but those 2 road wins for Golden State, I totally stayed off after that, the next game, because I thought it was one of 2 things. It's either a sign they're going full force for the playoffs, or it's a sign that, something's happening and it's a negative thing. And I don't know what's happened to Golden State recently at home, but they're not really, they're not the lock that I feel like they used to be, especially 9 points for this New Orleans team that, 4-1 straight up and against the spread in their last 5 games. They're playing some of the best ball of their season. I'm leaning New Orleans, but I got best bet on this total too. So slight lean on New Orleans.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off there. If I want the Pelicans here, I want them here in the first half. That's where we've seen the Warriors be the most vulnerable at the house with no third quarter. They can come out there and outscore your ass by 15 or 20. So I'd like to lean Pelicans full game as well. But if I want them here, I'll just bet them in the first half. They're getting 4.5 to 5 points, right? If they're not going to cover the first half, they're probably not going to cover the full game. So Pelicans first half is the way I'll be looking here, Andy. Well, come on, man. I know you got some props for us. What you looking at? You looking at some Valanciunas double-double or something, Andy, or what? What you looking at here?
I love that. I love that Valanciunas double. That's a good one. Can I throw a ice cold bucket of water on this Pelicans team, please? Can I go over the teams
Please
that they've beaten?
Okay.
I'm going to go over the teams that they've beaten since March. Portland, Dallas, Portland, Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte, LA without Paul George, and Portland. What is this? The Portland?
Double. That's a double.
Portland
That's
buffet?
a double.
Like, come on. Like, listen, I don't know if this is a pretty big spread, but let's slow down the hype train on the New Orleans Pelicans. This is a team that got their doors blown off to Oklahoma City and to Sacramento. And the last time they played, Golden State beat them by 9. I don't know. Ingram's been doing a lot of scoring. So I think you could take Ingram over. 32-30, 32 and 29 against bad teams. But this isn't the great defensive Golden State team that we've known over the years. So Ingram, I expect to get over his point total. But let's be careful before we jump all in on the Pelicans because they've won a few games in a row.
Yeah, no, it is fake. They can only play who's in front of them, though, Andy. But no, that's a good point. To be honest, I didn't even look at. They are 5-0 against this 5-0 straight up and against the spread last 5. But you're right, none of those in that span are respectable. They have won all of them by 20 plus points. With the Houston, they only won that one by 10 plus. But they are starting to play a lot better basketball here. But I agree, and that's why I would only want them in the first half. That's where the Warriors are most vulnerable, kind of coming out slow. I really think this one could possibly get ugly in the second half. I don't want to bet against the Warriors. This is their third straight home game, coming off a home loss as well. They don't really have a look ahead. They got they're looking ahead to the Spurs on day. So no, I'm messing with you guys.
So they can get another win. I can cover against them.
Yeah, I can only look towards Pelicans in the first half in this one, guys. But that's the show, man. It's time to get out of here, man. Let's take a look at this wonderful commercial, guys. Guys, that's betting MLB. Make sure you guys go check out this MLB guy, my guy.
Play ball. Hot off the press, handicappers from Wager Talk, Sports Memo, and The Gold Sheet have collaborated on the 2023 Wager Talk Media MLB betting guide. From World Series odds to regular season win totals and everything in between, This year's betting guide features previews on all 30 teams, all 6 divisions, and season-long awards like the Cy Young, MVP, and Rookie of the Year. Each preview contains key roster acquisitions and departures to help you get up to speed before opening day. Visit wt.buzz/MLB23 to download your free guide, and we'll see you in the batter's box.
We will see you guys in the batter's box in this one, Jeff. Let the people know what Jeff is, the $2 handicapper for us today, my guys. Welcome up to the show as well, Jeff. Your first time on. I know you're going to cash. Beginner's luck. Any best bets for us on the show, leans, and then anything to promote, my brother?
Yeah, I'm going back to that Golden State game. You know, if there is anything that has impressed me about the Pelicans, it's not their offense. You know, I don't really care who it is in the league that we're seeing this year, that we've seen constant 130, 140, 120 plus point games, whatever. The fact that the last 5 games they've held opponents to 102 points and 44% shooting does lean me to the under here. I mean, Golden State, you look at it, I'm a big trends angles guy. You break it down percentage-wise, Golden State 8-1 to the under at home against teams shooting 48% and better, 21-5 to the under at home versus teams shooting 36% or better from beyond the 3-point line. So they have been able to kind of slow down. You know, I think that they play a little bit to the caliber of their opponent. I think they play better against teams that are actually going to compete. And I think that this Pelicans defense may not be able to stop Golden State, but Golden State's 22-8 to the under at home with a total of 230 or higher. So we see Golden State going over a lot at home. We don't really see them going over this kind of total at home. So I like it to stay under in that one tonight.
Right there with you. Could not talk you off in that one. And Andy, what you liking for the show, my brother? Anything to promote? Any best bets, leans for us on the show? I know you've been red hot over at Wager Talk, my brother.
Yeah, well, go get Jeff's $2 play. I mean, $2 Tuesday is one of the best deals in the you know in the industry. You're getting a really, really hot handicapper, and you're getting a really good play. So go grab that. Yeah, we've been red hot. We decided to do something funny. We made 39.42 units on Saturday. So if you want to get 7 days of my plays all sports, you can get it for $39.42. And you just use the promo code Flash7. It'll get you all sports. So we got a lot of MMA this weekend. Of course, you get NBA, NHL, but make sure you go get Jeff's play for $2. Franz Wagner over his points, rebounds, and assists. Is my best bet. Yeah, this guy, man, 9 out of 11 games he's gone over. And Jay, this was not a guy throughout the season that was, consistently getting over his PRA. He was very difficult to figure out. He has really stepped it up and turned it on at the end of the season. And he's not barely getting over. He's really going over. And they've got this at 25.5 or 26.5. Last game, 19, 10, and 6. There's games 24-6. That's 30 PRA. He's got 21, 8, and 7. So he's getting over 30 PRA in the books. Have him really, really underrated. I know the Grizzlies are playing good, but let's face it, they've allowed 119, 114, and 125 in their last 3 games. So Orlando team is playing really good. I think there's a lot of stats in this game. Wagner's been the go-to for Orlando in the props market right now. I'm going to keep riding him. Franz Wagner over his PRA, best bet for the show.
I'm not going to talk you off. I hope Wagner goes for 30 points on their ass tonight. Wendell Carter Jr., everybody. Suggs coming out the bench. Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz balling out right now. Give me the Magic here. Plus the 7, guys. Also on Hawks first quarter and full game. Those are 3 plays for me. Let's go 3-0 one time for the one time. Honorable mentions would be Celtics team total over. Lean the Heat as well. I lean the Thunder and Hornets game under, and Hornets team total under, and then I'd lean Pelicans first half as well, plus the 4.5, plus the 5. But like I say, for me, the only thing that I've bet 3 plays, Magic plus the 7, Hawks money line, Hawks in the first quarter as well. Let's go to Magic City one time for the one time, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Go check out our guy Jeff, man, $2 handicapper. For today over at Sports Memo. And then we got our guy Andy as well, been red hot, up 81 units, man, this week over there on Wager Talk. Y'all go check him out. He does all sports, man. It's Us Against the Bookies. We're here every single day, Monday through Sunday, trying to cash for ourselves, for you guys as well. If you like the show, hit the like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Let everybody know about the show, man. These are free NBA picks every single day, man. We're going to be doing WNBA, all that good shit, all that good stuff, man. If you're at the sports book, let people know, hey, man, subscribe to my guy J Money channel. We've been cashing all season, man. Let's keep it going today, tomorrow, and further beyond, my guys. Us Against the Bookies. Let's get some cash. We're out, my guys. Hope everybody has a great day. We will win. Let's go.